Do you believe in ghosts? How about the afterlife? We've heard plenty of stories about dead loved ones or even demonic spirits roaming the halls of an abandoned home, trying to speak through the Ouija board, and even inhabiting dolls. Could it all be real, or is it all in our minds? Ghost hunters all over the world have tried to prove the existence or non-existence of ghosts, and in 1970, members of the Toronto Society for Psychical Research, TSPR for short, tried to contact Philip Aylesworth. Philip was the ghost of an aristocrat who lived in the 1600s. He was an accomplished Catholic nobleman. He was knighted just at the age of 16 and worked as a spy during the English Civil War. He was a personal friend of Charles II. He was wed to a neighboring noble lady named Dorothea, and although beautiful, Dorothea was cold and they didn't have much of a relationship. One day, when riding in his estate, he discovers a gypsy encampment and spots a dark-haired, dark-eyed gypsy girl named Margot and falls in love with her at first sight. In order to keep his affair hidden, he brings her to his home, Dinnington Manor, and keeps her in his gatehouse near the stables, where he can be with her without Dorothea's knowledge. They kept this up until one day, Dorothea, realizing someone lives in the gatehouse, finds Philip's love nest. She accuses Margot of being a witch and seducing her husband, and Margot is placed on trial. Philip, afraid of losing his wealth, position, and reputation, refuses to defend Margot, and she was convicted of witchcraft and burnt at the stake. As time goes by, Philip is tortured by remorse and sadness, and one day his body is found in the battlements. Driven by guilt and remorse, he had jumped to his death and ended his life at the age of 30. The life of Philip Aylesworth may seem tragic, but in actuality, it's completely made up. This story was cooked up by the TSPR. Their idea was to concoct a story that not only did not happen, but was full of so many historical errors that it could not have possibly happened. Then, a team of people from the TSPR were picked out under the guidance of Dr. A.R.G. Owen. The group was Owen's wife, Iris Owen, former chairperson of Mensa in Canada, Margaret Sparrows, industrial designer Andy H., and his wife Lorne, heating engineer Al Peacock, accountant Bernice M., bookkeeper Dorothy O'Donnell, and sociology student Sydney K. The experiments were also overseen by psychologist Joel Witten. Once the story was set up, the image of Philip was also drawn out, so they have a clear picture of whom they were trying to contact. They had sessions where they focused on the story and character and tried to gain contact. After many sessions of visualizing Philip and meditating on his life to form a collective hallucination, there was still no success. They decided to mimic a real seance by dimming the lights and sitting around a table. One evening, it worked. They heard a distinct rapping.
Come on, let's get going. Have you brought Dorothea with you? Have you seen Dorothea lately? No. No. Would you like to see Dorothea lately? No. No.
Didn't you love Dorothea in your time?
No. That was too.
They confirmed it was Philip by asking him. Soon they were able to communicate with Philip. 1 rap meaning yes, 2 meaning no. They were able to ask questions to learn more details about him. And he even exhibited a personality and his likes and dislikes by the hesitancy or enthusiasm in the manner of which he rapped on the table.
Hello, are you still there?
Oh, yes.
He loves his beer, perhaps.
Why don't you like
Philip, if you perform, you should have a nice big pint of beer. Would you like that? Good.
Yes. Now, that was the loudest rap of the evening.
Soon it escalated to the table moving around, even with the thick carpeting on the floor. Philip was able to do other things, like blow a breeze by the group when asked. Dim the lights. The table became so animated it would meet newcomers at the door, and even trap people at the corner of the room, not allowing them to get out. Eventually, a fine mist formed in the middle of the table, but not a complete manifestation. Additionally, the group members thought they felt touched, or they heard whispers, but nothing was recorded. Yet, there were some limits to Philip. For example, he only knew answers to questions that the group already knew, meaning the group was projecting their subconsciousness. Then, the group took the seance on camera and in front of a live audience. During the seance, similar rappings and movements were heard, and in one instance, the table lifted a half an inch above the ground. The audience and the group were shocked. Similar experiments were done with made-up personas like a Canadian spy named Lilith, a medieval alchemist named Sebastian, and Axel, a man from the future. All the experiments yielded very similar results. The experiment was replicated in Sydney, Australia, with the persona Skippy Cartman, and this experiment also led to communication through rapping and knocking. Some people believe that this was proof that seeing apparitions, hearing ghostly voices, and even solid objects moving that are attributed to paranormal activity were really just products of our own mind.
Bachelor had evolved a theory that if you trained yourself in a certain psychological skill, which was similar to the Victorian seance room, in other words, if you sat around and you sang repetitive songs and you told jokes and you worked in a relaxed atmosphere
And got into the spirit of the thing.
into the spirit, literally the
Yes.
spirit of the thing, you would produce these physical phenomena, the raps and so on.
And did Philip
Well,
appear?
you're jumping a little. That age, we've said, well, if it's a physical phenomena, why shouldn't it produce a ghost?
This also explains strange occurrences that happen while playing a Ouija board or holding a seance.
If that's you, give us a sign.
The other view is that unknowingly, the group contacted a playful spirit that was acting like the person they were trying to contact in order to communicate with them. Or it was a sinister spirit, playing the part in order to get them to come back, waiting with malevolent intentions. Yet, some more believe that it was a case of developing a tulpa, an ancient Buddhist idea that through mental cultivation, meditation, and focus, we can manifest and actually create entities in our minds that later become divorced from us and develop their own will. Which view do you take? Was Philip a demon or spirit? Or was it all in their heads? Or did he actually come to life? Comment below. If you liked the video, check out some more and click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified. Thanks for watching.